The deck of USS Carl Vinson is transformed into a basketball arena. I'm Bryan Moore in San Diego, and this is Focus NNS. We're here in San Diego, California for the Carrier Classic. Newport News Shipbuilding is a sponsor of the basketball game and built the game-winning trophy. We'll have more on that story in just a moment. Plus, meet the winner of Newport News Shipbuilding Safety Song Contest and get into the holiday spirit with Holiday Salute. All those stories in just a moment. But first on deck, the Newport News Shipbuilding team is here in San Diego, California for the Quicken Loans Carrier Classic. It was an amazing transformation. The flight deck of the Newport News built USS Carl Vinson transformed into a basketball court. The game between Michigan State and UNC was a national event with a famous guest list from Magic Johnson and the crew from ESPN to the President of the United States and the First Lady.
We say thank you. We want you to know that we are committed to making sure that we serve you as well as you have always served us. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
The game may have been the attraction, but the Vinson was the real star of this show, with the Island House and the famous 70 serving as the backdrop. The other star, the incredible trophy, proudly built by our very own Newport News Shipbuilders. It was presented to the Carrier Classic winning Tar Heels at the end of the game. The Carrier Classic was broadcast live on ESPN, and here in the stands, nearly 8,000 people attended. Now, let's take a look at some other news from around the yard. Newport News Shipbuilding breaks ground on its 10th Habitat for Humanity house. Jeremy Buston with our communications division was there for the celebration.
Thank you, Brian. I'm standing here today at the site of the 10th Habitat for Humanity house sponsored by Newport News Shipbuilding. In a few moments, Vice President of Operations Danny Hunley will join members of Habitat for Humanity in this groundbreaking ceremony. With the turn of a shovel, Newport News Shipbuilding Vice President of Operations Danny Hunley, along with members of Habitat for Humanity Peninsula, break ground on the 10th Newport News Shipbuilding house since our partnership began in 2002.
It's really my privilege to be here with you at this event today, representing so many fine people and a fine community and a fine community citizen, Newport News Shipbuilding.
Over the years, more than 600 shipbuilders have invested their time toward helping Habitat construct homes for families in Hampton Roads. For this occasion, owners of homes previously funded by the shipyard were present to share their stories about the joys of being a homeowner.
It's just like I had my house yesterday, but I've been in it 5 years, and I just want to thank everybody for helping me with a better house, and I can live better.
On behalf of the 20,000 men and women that make up the great institution of Newport News Shipbuilding, Godspeed, and we wish you all a safe endeavor towards another high quality and magnificent home for a wonderful family in our communities. So thank you very much.
For Focus NNS, I'm Jeremy Buston. Back to you, Brian.
Nearly 30 shipbuilders entered, but in the end, only one could win. We're talking about the Newport News Shipbuilding Safety Song Contest. After more than 4,000 votes were tallied, Newport News shipfitter Alfred Flythe won the $1,000 grand prize in the Safety Song Contest. He wrote the winning lyrics and a tune called Safety First.
When you first hired into the shipyard, they give you a lot of in-depth information on safety. So that's what I referenced to while I was coming up with my rhyme.
A music video for the song is now available for viewing. Check it out on the Newport News Shipbuilding website to view the entire video or find a link to it in the December 5th edition of Currents.
This whole experience has been great, you know. I work under a great team of second shift people and really enjoying it. But in the future, maybe I could go to first shift, spend a little more time with my family. But like I said, overall, it's been a great experience, man. Before you hit the gate, you need to safety first. Proper PPE, that's the way we work. You could be seriously injured or maybe worse. If you hit the gate and don't think safety first. Before you hit the gate, you need to think.
The holidays are just about upon us, and that means Newport News Shipbuilders featured on WVEC 13's Holiday Salute. Newport News Shipbuilders are featured wishing the audience a happy holiday.
With me today are master shipbuilders whose work...
Newport News Shipbuilding has sponsored this important look at our military men and women for a number of years. Make sure to check it out on WVEC. The Holiday Salute program airs on Christmas Eve at 7 p.m. and again on Christmas Day at 11:30 a.m. You can also see our Holiday Salute messages on the Newport News Shipbuilding website.
Happy holidays!
And finally, it's the end of the year, a time to reflect on the accomplishments and achievements of another year past. Our Focus NNS producer and videographer put together this look back at 2011.
I'm Adrienne Smith, and there's a ton of rebranding going on at the shipyard. They've already started work on repainting the crane, and take a look at the floating dry dock over here. Back to you, Bryan.
Well, that's it for this edition of Focus NNS from the deck of the USS Carl Vinson. Be sure to check out our latest news in the weekly publication Currents and in the next edition of Yard Lines. And if you have questions or comments about Focus NNS, email us at focusnns@hii-nns.com. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Bryan Moore.